Hello everyone, I'm the Sports Wiz 101, and today I'll be giving my predictions for Week 10 of the NFL season. So we'll predict all these games set to take place here in Week 10. Got a few teams on by, let's show you right here. We got the Bengals, the Titans, the Cowboys, and of course, my Chiefs all on by. Bye, we'll see y'all next week. We are coming off a 10-4 week last week. It's a bit of an improvement. I'm sure we can do better, though. So we start with the Thursday night game. It's the Raiders and the Broncos going at it in Denver. And as much as I don't want to pick it because I'd really love if the Chiefs were able to catch Denver, I don't see how I don't pick Denver here. I mean, sure, the Raiders' offense was a bit better with the addition of Brock Bowers. We are facing a much better defense here in the Denver defense. Going to Denver on a short week, I'm not sure how Vegas would win this game. Give me Denver. Jacksonville and Houston will be going at it. It was announced earlier today, no CJ Stroud. It'll be Davis Mills starting for the Texans in this game. And that really convinced me to pick Jacksonville. I thought it was a game that could go either way before the news. But with Davis Mills having to be the guy under center for the Texans, I gotta pick Jacksonville. Browns and Jets, these are two bad teams coming off a bye. I'm going to take Cleveland here. A lot of this is based on the fact that with the Jets, their main source of offense is the run game, it seems. And that's what Cleveland does best. Cleveland stops the run very well, about as well as anybody, I'd say. You will not be able to run on the Cleveland Browns defense. The Jets will not be able to run. The Jets will not be able to move the ball. I got Cleveland. Bills and Dolphins going at it in Miami. This the rematch from earlier in the season. These two met on Thursday Night Football in a game the Bills won. It was closer than expected, that first matchup. I think the Bills might come away with a convincing win here. Might be similar margin to the first game these two played. I wouldn't be surprised if it was more of a blowout. So yeah, I'm going to take Buffalo for the win here. And next up is going to be my upset of the week. I'm taking the Steelers to go to SoFi and beat the Chargers. Now, a lot of this is based on the fact that this is a Chargers team that is now down both starting tackles for the season. After Joe Alt got injured and the Chargers went over the Titans. And now you take on a Steeler team who's a very good pass rush. I expect this Pittsburgh defense to get home to Herbert and company early. I expect them to get to him often. And I expect them to wreck the game for the Chargers. So yeah, I'm taking Pittsburgh to win this one. Next, we have a game that'll happen early Sunday morning. It'll be over in Germany as the Falcons take on the Colts. Now this one, I look at how the two teams match, and I feel like this should be a bounce-back game for the Colts. I mean, Atlanta, they're good at stopping the pass. They're a defense you want to run on, though. And that plays into what the Colts want to do, I'd say. I expect Jonathan Taylor to have a much better game than he did last week against the Steelers. And I expect the Colts to come away with a win. Ravens and Vikings. This is one that I could see going either way. Minnesota, of course, could cause some chaos with their defense. But I'm going with the Ravens. I'm going with Lamar Jackson. Lamar, who typically excels against the NFC. And this Raven defense has played much better over the past few weeks compared to how they were at the beginning of the season. So yeah, I'm taking Baltimore to win it. New England and Tampa Bay will be going at it. Very interesting matchup here. Tampa, of course, coming off the bye, dealing with all of those injuries. And yet, I feel like this will be a good Baker Mayfield game. And I think Baker leads Tampa to the win over New England. Next, we have the Giants and the Bears. We'll be going at in Chicago. I like the Bears here. I just don't see much with the Giants, especially after the Scatterboo injury a couple weeks ago. This Bears team seems to be moving in the right direction, especially on offense. And I feel like they'll have another good offensive game against the Giants. Saints and Panthers going at in Charlotte. And yeah, I'm going to take Carolina to get yet another win. This would bring them to 6-4. But yeah, Carolina just seems to be the clear better team. And they don't even need Bryce Young to have a lot of yardage to win games anymore. He only had like 110 yards against the Packers, and I might be overshooting that. That being said, I trust the Carolina offense more than the New Orleans offense at this point. And so I'll take the Panthers. Cardinals and Seahawks. It's now official. Jacoby Brissett will lead the Cardinal offense this next week into Seattle against a Seahawks offense that just looks on fire right now. Yeah, I'm going to take Seattle. Would not be surprised if the Cardinals pulled off the upset. But I'm not sure how you don't pick Seattle here. Rams and 49ers. This should be a good one over in Santa Clara. I'm going to take the Rams. They did have a good one the first round on Thursday Night Football. Game that went to overtime. And it took plenty of LA mistakes for it to get to that overtime period. I think the Rams cleaned those mistakes up, and they're going to come away with a win and a split in the season series. Lions Commanders. It's kind of weird that I'm considering this my lock of the week, especially with how high I was on the Commanders going into the season. But yeah, I'm considering it my lock of the week. I'm taking the Lions, and this is just based on all the injuries the Commanders have gotten between McLaurin, McCaffrey, Jaden Daniels. I'm just not sure how you beat the Lions with the injuries the Commanders have right now. So yeah, I'm taking Detroit to win this one. And then finally, Monday Night Football. It'll be the defending champs, the Philadelphia Eagles, against the team that tried to take away the most overpowered play in football, the Green Bay Packers. And this is a game similar to the Lions game where one team is just incredibly injured, and it's not the team that's coming off a bye. It's the Green Bay Packers. Now, the Packers could still put up a decent fight. I feel like their defense could come up with some stops, which is why I avoided moving into lock of the week territory. So I could see Green Bay coming away with a win here. But I gotta take the Eagles. I'm gonna take Philly to get the win over the Green Bay Packers. So there you go. There's my picks for week number 10 of the NFL season. If you like this, please like and subscribe for more to come in the following weeks. I have been the Sports Wiz 101. Now we'll see you all later.